Podcast
Cheers.
number
6.
8.
30. Oh.
45. Welcome,
69.
tuning in. 420. We've skipped a lot.
We're not going in order.
We're going. We're starting at episode 1000 and counting backwards. So we're committed to like
It's a
going.
random number generator.
That's how we choose the topics
Number
too.
6,367.
So how are you, my man? How you been?
I'm great. I'm feeling amazing. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. I've been good.
You're good.
I'm glad we get to catch up because it's not like we live with each other.
We never speak.
We've never
This is
speak.
the first time we've talked since the last podcast.
Yeah. Even though we live with each other, we just walk around in silence and refuse to
We
look
just
each other in the
nod.
eyes.
Like real men. We just nod. We don't speak.
Let's go. Yeah, we're nodding right now if you're listening. That's the sounds of nodding. Fantastic. Well, I'm glad you're feeling good. We've had a good few weeks.
We have.
Since our last one. We recently filmed that Sasha one.
Yes,
It needs to be edited and
interview.
put out.
Our first interview.
Yeah.
We don't just have to look at us now. You get a sexier, beautiful man to look at.
It's even better now, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's more like an interrogation than an interview, so that's always more exciting.
We really put him on the spot.
Exactly. Like, where were you at 7:15 on July 4th, 1943? It's like, I wasn't alive. I'm like, exactly.
Did you assassinate JFK?
Where were you that night, huh? You don't know, do you?
Yeah, no alibi.
No alibi. So we arrest him on the show. We get the cops and everything. And then since then, we're touching back without an interview, and we kind of thought about some different topics to talk about. And on the subject of Black History Month, we thought we might touch on. It's February.
We wanted to pay respects to Black culture and Black history, especially because most of Western modern music, especially dance music, is based on the foundations of African music.
100%.
Yeah.
And then as we will dig into it, or even before this, you might know it too, of course, that like so much, not just dance, but like so much of music has so many roots in Black culture and then re-rooted almost like throughout. It's not like it was always the first genre, but it's like every other genre too has kind of had its roots in Black culture, which is fascinating.
It's insane how fundamental Black culture was to music and how they were always seeming at the forefront of pushing boundaries in music.
Exactly.
It's crazy to me. Like, obviously, there was white artists who contributed to and pushed boundaries, but
they all sucked. Like,
they all sucked. Trash. ABBA is garbage.
Worst.
Yeah, but I'd like to maybe bring it back. You know, someone was asking for context with our previous podcasts. You know, step back from electronic dance music and bring it back to the history of music
in general.
Like,
how far back do you want to go?
Birds.
Birds.
Birds. When aliens came down and gave birds music.
Once again, welcome to the History Channel. Ancient
Jones
Aliens
and
Infowars.
Infowars and meets the History Channel. That's what we're going for here.
Meets MTV. It's like
MTV. Just got punked.
That's the goal here. So take you back to birds, or where do you
birds? I mean, we could start it back in the Greek era of dance parties if you want.
Let's touch on that, and I think eventually let's see how far back it goes one day. Let's see how
I'm really interested into
societies.
For real, I'm interested into the religious history of dance and music.
Yeah,
because it all came from like religious, spiritual practices and ceremonies that like it's foundational to us as a human species. Music and dance. It's very much. Yeah, it's an old history. I wonder like when it started. I wonder if it was like literally just cavemen were probably. I have no idea,
bro.
I want anthropological data on this. I'm in anthropology. They're not talking about it.
Yeah,
they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. They're hiding it. They're hiding the facts. It's a conspiracy. It is aliens. Why don't I know more?
Exactly. Okay, we should have someone from the. If you know about this, come on our podcast and spew your knowledge about anthropology and music.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, check our privilege,
please.
I think a good place to start it for the origins of Western music, and
Okay.
not just dance music, but Western music, is through soul music. And the
Interesting.
beginnings of the slave trade and African American people who were in slavery, who to try to get through slavery, sang tunes, slave tunes.
Yeah.
The blues, the early foundations of Western music, that soul, jazz, rock and roll, all came from the blues. All came from slaves who were using African styles and melodies and tunes to deal with their circumstance.
Yeah.
And then it was completely co-opted by white people. It's like, that just sounds good.
Bro, that's fire.
Shut up, but like, I kind of love that.
Did you sample some birds in that track?
We just stole that from birds.
Bro, yeah, you're not even crediting the birds in the sample. Yeah, 100% I agree. And I was lucky enough to just kind of touch base on this today. I think, well, some people refer to those first songs as spirituals. And those first slave songs that slaves would sing on the plantations while they were like planting and obviously doing slave labor. And not only did they use it as a way to kind of express themselves and express a lot of the sorrow, they're very sad songs that you can see that translating to the blues, which was very much like a sad topic. But once they were allowed to go to church, and when they were allowed to go to church, they started incorporating a lot of the religious Bible like texts and so on into the music, the gospel music, which influenced the gospel music as well. And they even added like ways to communicate with each other about topics that they couldn't talk about through like codes within the music, which is like fascinating and so innovative. And I've heard that they even did that in Brazil. The slaves as well were actually communicate through capoeira. Have you heard of capoeira?
No, I haven't.
It's like a martial art dance, and they used to use that to communicate as well. And as they had martial art and as a dance, like, and it's this beautiful, beautiful, like they do like flips and like super expressive, like it's like a breakdancing martial art, because you could actually use it to fight. You can also use it to dance. It's really cool.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
So it's, from what my understanding, gets its origins from there, and then later on it turns into blues, as there's like, I think there's more like freedom going along and like more slaves kind of being freed. New Orleans becomes a huge hub for that kind of music, for jazz
soul,
and then blues, etc.
Evolved
because of like, it's a hot point in the slave trade as well. And yeah, I think it's so fascinating. It stems from that, and then blues comes out as like one of the origins of jazz, and then that comes into like what all the music we know now in terms of rock and roll and funk.
Rock and roll,
yeah,
into disco, into electronic dance music,
exactly,
into hip hop. I don't know if we want to talk about it on this podcast, but I'm fascinated by the origins of hip hop. I've been watching hip hop documentaries, and they have electronic dance music and hip hop both evolved simultaneously out of disco music. Like they were the same genre of music, which I never knew.
Yeah,
like, these are literally like the same genre that just evolved into separate categories.
It's crazy.
One with lyricism and all about the MC and a means of expression, and then electronic dance music, the more dancey side, which is it's a means of expression, but it was about to dance. Whatever gets you dancing, whatever gets you on the floor. Yeah. Not really about political means or trying to express yourself through lyricism, but as opposed to just wanting to dance and have a good time.
Exactly.
Very different fundamentals, but from the same structure, same roots. Yeah, very fascinating to me.
It's crazy. Yeah, I was looking at, I think it was like 1979 that like kind of disco started dying, and people started like kind of hating disco towards the end of that, and then people wouldn't label, like as you mentioned, like Michael Jackson could have been labeled as disco, but it wasn't trendy anymore, or like Prince, literally just
rechanged the name.
They just changed the name.
They just like,
and it became EDM. It kind of became like electronic dance music.
It's just a different way of saying it.
Exactly.
Like I can't remember the quote, but a famous musician was quoted as saying that like they used to be called clubs, and then they were called discotheques,
and then now they're called
nightclubs again. And it's like literally nothing's changed. Yeah, literally just like the framing or the category, the wording you phrase onto the music, but the music never changed. The music just evolved and adapted and had different categories, but it's always stayed the same, and it's evolved.
Yeah,
like it's at the roots, it's the same music.
And the history of discotheques itself, I find fascinating. When I went to Paris, I found out that it originated in Paris as like they outlawed jazz music because it was like from black culture. Huge. The Nazis, obviously, very racist. Paris. If you didn't know,
what?
Sorry, if I'm opening up.
Not Hitler though.
Not Hitler was.
Okay, thank God.
Hitler was also racist.
Holy shit! You just blew my mind.
I know. We're educating the people.
I haven't been watching enough History Channel because
it's all about ancient aliens. They don't touch on that.
They don't teach me that. I just know that alien. I thought. Wait, was Hitler an alien? He wasn't even an alien, was he? Oh my.
I think he was. I want to rule
He's
it out.
He's an illegal alien.
Oh my God. Anyways, he outlawed jazz because he hated them. Hated any type of black
He hated
black
good music.
He hated good music.
He liked the German polka.
The polka, which is honestly okay. There's so many things to touch on here, but yes, polka has. Did you listen
in
to
dance music?
Yeah, like polka sounds so similar to disco in a lot of ways.
Early roots, yeah. Because there is roots in white music too, for sure. Because polka is German, right?
Yeah.
So there's a huge influence from black artists, but there is some like white influence for sure as well. It just predominantly in Western culture was black culture.
100%, and in the way it kind of came in too. But and back to the discotheques, they outlawed it, and then people for the first time started putting like underground clubs where they couldn't have live artists because that would be like too much. They would just get records and play the records, and those were the first discotheques, and that's why it's kind of called like a French name. And that kind of became kind of common name for nightclubs for a while until they became like, not cool anymore.
Yeah.
But I think in South America, like a lot of people still call them like discotheques.
Yeah.
That or like boliche, which is like a bar or club. But it's still around, it still traces in.
Well, I think that's a good place to leave that segment.
Okay, sure.
And move on to something else. We want to talk about new tracks this week. Speaking of clubs, I have a song called "We Want Our Clubs Back" by Me and My Toothbrush, because we do.
Oh, that's interesting. Wow.
We want to reclaim our club culture.
I just want discotheques.
I just want discotheques back.
No clubs.
Let's make some discotheques again. That's how we do it. No more clubbing. It's all discotheques.
I want to buy Cowboys.
It's called dancing.
Turn it back to Boogie Nights, apparently it was called.
God,
or something like that.
So dope.
Make that.
Kick out the country.
Kick out the country. Put a disco ball.
We love country.
We don't. Don't lie to them.
I've
want never heard you play one.
We live in
country.
Manitoba. We want an audience. We're turning the Always Dale into a country club. We gotta make money. We're not gonna make money. This is a failed business plan. We're not gonna make money here. Turn it into a distance.
We're playing country from now on.
Not a huge fan. But yeah, we want our clubs back. Me and My Toothbrush, a classic, funky disco house track. Lots of like orchestra hits, super retro, super groovy. Fucking love it.
How would you find this track?
How did I find it?
Yeah.
It's in my new releases on Spotify. That's where I find most of my new music.
Oh, I see.
It's like brand new releases.
Do you know you haven't heard this artist before?
Oh yeah, I have. I follow this stuff. It's like disco house.
Cool.
He's the dumbest name. Me and My Toothbrush. It's so stupid, but
I honestly just inspirational. You can like make it with any name.
Yeah, I do like that, and I think in the disco house scene, you can have weird, like out there names, and like, people embrace that. It's
like horse meat disco.
Yeah, it's stupid,
and it's like horse like meat as in like
it's
like
gross.
Beef meat.
I hate that name.
like the meat that you might eat if you're not vegetarian.
Yeah,
like it's horse meat disco is the name.
When I'm at a disco, I want to think about meat,
and not just any meat. Horse meat.
Horse meat.
And disco, they just combine. Yeah. Maybe there's like some double meaning, like maybe there's a story behind that. Yeah. Maybe they can come on the podcast and explain.
It's the innuendo because it was a very gay
horse meat.
It was a very gay culture.
Oh, maybe so it's potentially
like, hung like a horse.
Yeah. You know what? Even like, okay, this is because we've been brushing up on history so much recently in preparation. But that you like the YMCA song even was like about them like hooking up with people at the YMCA.
So that's literally what it's about. You just listen to it; it's obvious.
And then everyone's just like YMCA.
Yeah, you were like, wait, this is gay. Oh, gross. I didn't realize. This is
about sex? Like homosexual sex.
Yeah, no, the YMCA, well, not the YMCA, but the Village People were like an attempt to sell disco to like more gay disco to gay people to make it more gay than it already was, like a gay boy band for disco, and it was a huge win. I mean, who doesn't love that song? Or Macho Man?
We can start our own.
Winnipeg Socials jam to that shit for sure.
Yeah,
everyone plays the YMCA.
It's been fire since day one, and it's
played
everywhere. And it's so funny. That's like such a sexual song.
It is.
And listening back to a lot of these kind of older songs, it's crazy how sexual they were. A lot of them like straight moaning. I was like literally laughing while I was listening to that video. That kind of did
Donna
a recap.
Summer, Love to Love You, Baby. That's the one you're talking about, right?
With like 22 orgasms.
Yeah,
is that the
it's
one?
17 minutes long. It's ridiculous. It's so sexy though.
But even other ones that didn't even like talk about it being sexy, like he was like, oh, these were popular in the UK at some point, like this kind of history video I was watching, and it's just like super sexual, like just moaning left and right. Revolution.
And I mean, is that a criticism? Because like our music today is heavily criticized for being too sexual, but it's like, is that wrong? It's not sexuality in music's great.
Honestly, it's not a criticism. I'm just surprised. First of all, it was so big back then. I feel like it's even toned down. It was
a sexual revolution.
And I think it's toned down since then almost.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because like people say now we're like grotesque and overtly sexual. But
yeah, exactly. That's why. That's what I was thinking. That's what's so surprising to me.
Like Jimi Hendrix, like the cover of one of his albums was literally just like 10 naked people just sitting on the ground.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We should get rid of the shame.
We should do a Jimi Hendrix style.
No shame, no toxic masculinity.
No toxic masculinity.
Yeah. Take off your pants, Santi.
Is that how we cure it?
That's how we cure it. We have sex on stream.
On a podcast. Turn off your microphones, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get interesting.
Check that out on TikTok.
If you want to see a 1 minute edited version, go on our TikTok.
Heavily censored, though.
It's heavily censored.
Wait, sorry, we're losing. You have a song.
New releases?
Yeah, okay. Back and forth.
Okay, we'll do back to back on the Dale podcast.
Back to back.
we make our own sound effects. Ketchup Chips by Map was released, I think, yesterday. Pretty good, pretty housey. It has like a nice deep vocal over top, just keeps you kind of like vibing. It's all about ketchup chips.
They're funny. They have a goofy tone that I love,
and they have a good vibe to it. It's just a solid track, just well produced and just just good. Add it to your library. Do your thing. Great. Also, the OG Faja released something with Tommy Sunshine.
Oh, that's dope.
Called Raise 'Em Up. Oh, we were supposed to go back to back. Go back again.
You ruined me.
I know. Go back.
Okay.
Alex is going.
John. Fuck you.
This is actually how we do back to back. So we DJ too. We're like one more track. Just one more track.
Yeah, no, just like 8 more songs. Like when Josh hops on, he's like, no, just like another 20.
just let him play.
just let him go. It's okay. You're better than me, anyways, Josh. Thin Line by John Summit.
Okay. John Summit's fire.
Yeah, this guy can't stop. He's having an amazing year.
That is true. The past 12 months, he's been putting out
tribal, tropical, summery vibes.
Really?
It just makes me long for summer parties so much. It's in my summer playlist. I'm prepping for this year. I can't wait. This cold is killing me. I just need some summery, tropical vibes. Anything to get me through this. I can't even travel. So thank you, John Summit, for bringing Honolulu to me.
Bring the heat.
Bringing the heat.
Bringing the heat to you.
Bringing the heat.
That's fantastic. I can't wait to check it out. Yeah, John Summit's been dropping fire. And so this new track by Faja, it's called Raise 'Em Up. With Tommy Sunshine.
Sounds familiar.
I know, it's like deja vu, honestly.
Gets 2 shoutouts. That's so good you say it twice.
For the price of one.
He pays. By the way, if you want $39.99. If you want your track shouted out on our playlist.
Yeah, it's $39. Everyone here has paid so far.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for our money, guys.
Yeah, please send that.
alwaysdale@gmail.com. Just e-transfer. That's you can leave a donation. But Raise 'Em Up by Faja, really good track. Pretty fast, not like his fastest stuff. Pretty heavy. And he mixes up throughout the track, like the types of drops and etc. So... yeah, really good track.
Go check it out. I have one more.
Sauce it up.
Who Are You? Chris Lake remix.
Cool.
New up and comer.
Nice.
Never heard of him.
Chris Lake, I know. Lake, I think he's local, right?
He's a local new.
He goes by Ricky Savage here, actually.
Same guy. It's just
his other alias. His more low-key alias is called Chris Lake.
Yeah, it's like a tech housey song. It's a little bit harder bass. Has some grooviness to it though. I love Chris Lake because he can have such variety, but he always has those grooves. No matter how hard or soft he gets, he's groovy as fuck, and I love him.
Yeah,
his mixes. I don't think I've heard a bad Chris Lake remix.
He honestly he's been producing fire for so long.
He's just so talented. He knows how to remix a song very well.
Yeah,
mixed on his own music, but his remixes always fire, always fire. Yeah,
right on. I'm trying to think of some remixes off the top of my head. I can't. But you should sauce them up after.
Yeah, I have some I can send you.
That's fantastic. Yeah. That's beautiful.
Okay. You have any more?
No, that's
Okay.
Yeah, let's call it that.
History we're done. TikTok we're done.
We've done history. We've done all of history. We've covered it.
We've covered everything. There's more to talk about. Local scene.
Yeah, there's huge. So the Pyramid Cabernet did a live stream. It was really nice to raise money for them.
The one Roaring 20s.
Yeah, they did like one night Bring Your Love did a setup, and I think the next night Meme did a setup.
Yeah.
I didn't catch the Bring Your Love one, but I saw some clips and it looks fantastic. And the Meme one was really cool too. It's just the fact that they're like just doing really cool events to raise money for the venues that like need it,
for
especially
sure.
during this time. And like
Pyramid's solid. One of my favorite places in the city.
And we're losing so many. Like we're starting to just lose so many venues. It was already dwindled. Yeah. Like it wasn't like even popping off before COVID, and now it's just like threatening the whole thing.
And it's definitely getting pushed more and more underground.
Yeah,
I'd say so. And support these places. Please support these businesses because you're gonna want to go party somewhere after this shit's over.
And if this ever ends, it's gonna be nice to go
It'll be
there.
nice to have someone to go to and pay $12 for a shot of tequila again.
That's a dream, honestly. I've been
just can't wait
saving too much money on alcohol.
On alcohol.
The thing is, like the Pyramid and stuff were like the cheapest place to get alcohol too. Like it wasn't that bad.
I remember dropping like $40 on like 2 doubles of Ciroc once. There.
At Pyramid?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm.
It was Ciroc. Don't get top shelf. That's my dumb ass. But like, I'm at a club. I want Ciroc.
You do have like...
I could have bought a bottle.
What type of event was going on that you would buy Ciroc?
There's an EDM.
Oh, that's so funny.
I've only seen EDM there, but
same.
I've seen some of my favorite shows at Pyramid. I love it there.
Who have you seen there?
The most recent is I went to Mimetic.
Cool.
I don't even remember the names of the artists because they were so underground. I've also seen, who else have I seen there? I'm gonna blank.
No,
nothing
worries.
off the top.
I'm just more curious.
I get very drunk when I go to the music. I don't know if you do, but like usually.
That makes sense. I'm guessing you're so drunk you didn't realize you bought like 4 doubles instead of 1, and you said it was $40. But yeah, that's fantastic, and they did a great job.
I like the 20s, the Roaring 20s theme, swing music, electro swing.
Oh yeah,
bringing swing music, like I think that we're in 2021. I'm seeing trends of swing music coming around. It's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, they did a really good
dancey
electro swings. I didn't think they were gonna do it, and they really made it like electro swing.
Yeah,
at least on a Saturday night when we watched.
It's such a great style of dance music, swing music. You know, it's fun, it's upbeat. You know, it's classy.
It also just sounds super old and lame, but then like when you make it house music vibes.
Well, you add more of a drum beat.
Yeah, when you add it, when you like remake it makes it modern and like very dancey.
We need a drum beat.
I was very surprised. Yeah,
we're very basic. We need the drum beat.
Yeah.
But we were talking about the film.
Yeah, the film. We were talking about the film.
Oh my god, I have to cut this. I should have.
What film, buddy?
Tell me.
What film? Well, literally, what film? What's in the film? We've talked about a lot of films.
We're talking about a 1920s film, The
Great
Gatsby.
Actually,
I have to cut this. The Great Gatsby.
I'm not gonna cut it. I refuse.
We're talking about just to embarrass me.
It's a Great Gatsby, yeah?
We're talking about The Great Gatsby, which takes place in that era of like the swing music era.
Yeah.
And for the soundtrack, they brought like a modern house like music production to like swing music, and like had Talib Kweli and like Fergie on a track, and you had like rappers rapping over swing music. And it was dope. It sounds so cool to bring that like old school sound and modernize it. I thought it was amazing.
I did like the sound. I didn't like how it went to the music. I thought it was too modern. Like I think I think
takes you out of the era.
What we listened to at when Memetic played was like swing house, and it was like really sounded like swing music with like a really nice dancey remake of it.
Yeah.
What happened to The Great Gatsby was like
very produced.
It was like pop songs.
Yeah,
with like
produced.
With a swing vibe to it.
There's definitely like
it sounded more like pop and Jay-Z.
Modernized. Yeah, very pop, like having Fergie on it.
Yeah, I still think Jay-Z and stuff cool. And Beyonce. I
think it sounded really good. I still think it was.
I think it sounded cool. I think it took me out of the movie. Though,
it definitely, it maybe didn't fit. There's film criticism that you can get into, but in terms of music, I was just
I think it was really cool.
The music was inventive and new, and I like that. I like that trend. I think that may come up more this decade. Roaring 20s, baby.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Disco or swing? Which one's gonna win? Which one's gonna battle it out?
I think just more traditional music is just coming back again into sampling and into modern production.
What's the new wave? Is it Speed House? What's the new non-touch?
Everything. That's the problem.
There's too many things.
There's no new wave. It's too diversified.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's so diversified because of how the music industry is now with its like Spotify streaming and so on. It's a way less top down. So now there's way more mini
Everyone
genres.
Has their own niche. Like some of my friends, we don't have like no crossover with our music.
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy.
Like we listen to completely different music, like with very little overlap. And
you can both
listen to entire different spheres.
You can both listen to electronic dance music and not listen to the same music.
I know. I bet you our Discover Weeklies are completely different.
Yeah.
Like completely, just because of my taste and your taste, just differ. You know.
Exactly. Mine's better, but like it's cool that you have your own taste.
I agree too. I keep asking Santi when he's gonna play good music. And it just hasn't happened.
And it's like then I have to just steal from you. That's the only way.
But I just love the diversity of music now, and the amount of it, the sheer amount of music every day that's being put out, the amount of new artists I find,
it's
all insane. The time.
It's insane, and it's multiple factors. Music production has never been easier than now.
Cheaper and accessible.
Distribution has never been like easier. And the fact that like
time now, I think that's a big part of it.
Interesting.
Since COVID, I swear that like I've noticed since COVID, I've seen an uptick since then. Even like it could just be happenstance, but I think it could be that people have more time on their hands.
That's
just
interesting.
To create music
and listen to music potentially.
New artists too, and like not maybe some of the traditional ones aren't getting studio time to produce, but people who were not creating music before now have had an opportunity to start being more artistic. I know myself, I found time over COVID to be more artistic and
have you made a fire track?
I haven't produced music yet. I'm still learning to DJ.
I would love to.
I would love to produce music.
I want to make this a studio and people produce music here.
Yes, and then we steal it.
And then we steal it and we say it's ours.
We sign them to our label and then we rap over it.
Yeah. And then we blackmail them if they try to leave. That's our whole business model here at Alwaysdale. Theft, swiping.
I don't think we'll cover this, but I'd love to talk about sampling and theft in a whole different podcast.
Yeah, we should definitely cover like how the ethics of sampling and how should we cover it
for sure. New releases, live stream segment, Dale updates. I think that's where we got left here.
We got some Dale updates.
Hell yeah.
Number one, first and foremost, me and Joshy, aka DJ Nork, we had a child on Valentine's Day.
Oh my god,
he's beautiful.
So beautiful.
We did not expect to. How many pounds? About like
60?
7 pounds.
Oh, it's that light, eh?
I think so. Maybe heavier. Maybe like 10 pounds.
Oh wow.
I don't know how much each weighs. They're twins. Can we weigh them together?
Can you explain?
No context.
They actually have
we
really
literally
fat child.
we spent the past 2 months finding ways to impregnate ourselves and just give birth. We have too much free time. But other than that, we also purchased 2C DJs, Nexus 2s, from Long McQuaid. They went on clearance. We didn't expect to buy them, and then they went on clearance. He got an email, we went and picked them up, and now we just own like this piece of gear that we've been having to borrow from our beautiful friends, such as DJ Alok and Faja, over the years. so that people could play on like a very standard setup instead of just like
spinny. A worse setup.
Yeah. Okay. Instead of like what we usually use, which is like turntables, and then we put these phasers on top to like track it, and like most people don't want to play on that because they're not used to it. But it's kind of cool. It's really cool.
I really like the feedback the vinyl turntables give.
Yeah, because it's actually really spinning records. It's really nice.
It feels like a machine, you know? And it's similar to when you shift gears in a car. You can feel the movements.
Do you drive stick? Can you drive stick?
I can.
That's cool.
I don't own a standard vehicle, but yeah, I can drive stick.
I'm just jealous you get that feeling. I've never gotten. I want to relate to you more.
Just live in each other's bodies for
exactly.
a day.
That's Freaky Friday.
Santi and Alex.
We just wear each other's clothes all day. That's the plan. But yeah, I know you've really taken a kin to like the turntable setup and like.
I just like it a lot more, and I want to learn to maybe DJing segment. I want to learn to do vinyl mixing. I purchased about 10 vinyl singles now. Spent 2 hours today into the music, literally just like listening to singles on YouTube. Like I'm like looking, okay, what does this sound like? And like it took me 2 full hours there. But I found some really good singles. And
nice.
Decided to learn to do classic vinyl mixing where DJing started. Way harder. I haven't even started, but I know it's not even akin.
You're gonna do great, sweetie.
Yeah.
It sounds. I can't wait. That sounds fantastic. I've never actually seen someone do it.
It sounds
in front of me
more challenging, which is So I think you get more creative, I guess, and it's more like more testing your ear as opposed to relying on digital technologies to beat match. You're like really learning the fundamentals of beat matching by ear, which I think will just improve my abilities as
and
DJ.
Like you don't know like the key of certain things, right? So like usually digitally you know what songs sound similar.
Yeah.
They will tell you the key of the song. But then if you have records, you don't have that. So you either have to just know it or just listen to by ear, be like, this sounds alike, and then play those things. It's definitely way harder, but so cool to see. When I saw the EDC Ben Benassi set,
he's amazing.
He did like actual records, and he played those. It's really fantastic
too, and like
it sounded great.
Like it sounds modern.
Yeah,
like some of the tracks he's dropping sound like modern. Like it's a modern dance club.
And he's like, and if you don't know Ben Benassi, he's like quite old, and he's just having such a good time. Yeah.
Push me.
And then just touch me until I get my
satisfaction.
That's him, if you know.
Butchered it.
Yeah, but he's been around forever, and you see him play, and he's just having such a good time, like doing it the way that he probably used to growing up, which is just like actually on records.
And he never stopped. You know?
Exactly, and he has like going. He has
passion.
Thousands of records, and he has such a good passion.
Deadmau5, where's the passion?
Shut
up, Deadmau5. I'm not talking shit about any DJs besides Deadmau5 because you broke my heart.
I want to become the TMZ of music.
You broke my heart. It was my favorite.
Where you at, Deadmau5? You falling off.
Falling asleep in the club.
He released some new stuff like a month ago.
He dropped a song with Nerd. You know, like Pharrell and that other guy, the early 2000s producers.
Cool.
You know, like Nerd. You know who Pharrell Williams is?
Yes.
He had like a production duo called the Neptunes. Oh, it was with the Neptunes, sorry. Nerd is a side project, but with the Neptunes. And they did a song called Pomegranate with Deadmau5.
Yeah.
I liked it.
That's pretty good. I have like a ravey remix, like a techno remix of that. It's really good.
Oh, you should send me that. So, yeah, it's so different. I just like the Deadmau5 meets like more of a funky Neptunes vibe. I'm a huge Pharrell Williams and Neptunes nerd. Like I absolutely love. He has such a unique, different style. It's funky and dancey and upbeat, and his hands are all over early 2000s pop hits. Like you go to see one of his concerts, you get like all the early 2000s, all the hits. He's produced so many. It's mind fucking to me.
Neptune or Pharrell or both of them?
Neptunes, and then some with Pharrell alone.
Cool.
But he's really like the main creative.
He's like behind the scenes on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. His own music, he's put out very little on his own. He's just worked with so many other artists and has had such a huge influence on modern music. Like cannot be discredited or like underappreciated.
It's always cool to see the people like behind the scenes a lot of times.
Yeah, and like, going kind of unknown, you know. I mean, he was rapping in the early 2000s with Jay-Z and people Skateboard P, you know, people still give him cred, but I don't think they fully appreciate the depth of his discography and production discography.
Alex appreciates you though.
I want.
He appreciates
He's beautiful. He's unaged. He must have a deal with Satan, or he's an alien. There's a conspiracy there. Infowars. He's never aged. He literally looks the same as when he was 20.
I'm looking this up. Is it Neptune?
Pharrell Williams. But I think we should Dale update, live stream update, and then close because I think we're running a little long here.
Are we? Okay. I looked up Neptune and just got the planet.
That's him. He produced that too.
He hasn't aged a day since I was born. Like, he looks great. So wow, he's behind a lot of great stuff.
Yeah,
like the solar system.
Wow, he's so fundamental to.
He's fundamental to all of us.
Yeah.
And
I would say,
well, the next Dale update is we have a live stream in 2 weeks as a recording, which is gonna be February 27th. I'm quite sure it's a Saturday, the last Saturday of February. And as of now, we have a pretty fire lineup. We have House of Panda, we have Map, and we have Kilma Music. So a bunch of local bangers coming in.
Got a newbie in the game. Let's go.
Yeah.
A noob to Alwaysdale.
New to Alwaysdale. Kilma, for sure. Yeah. No, she's been doing live streams, and DJ Nork, aka Josh, was telling me she's been doing live streams before like quarantine. Like Josh was on one of the live streams way back in the day. So she's an OG to the live stream game, and we just can't wait to have her on our setup and just make a really cool video. And along those videos, we also have up on the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. If not, go on YouTube, Alwaysdale. We have we're starting to post the actual cuts of different artists playing on the live stream. So right now you can see DJ Alux Jungle Jam stream and Tech G's Halloween stream, and they're both really fire and really cool.
Really good.
And only blocked in Iran and North Korea. So if you're not from there, you're fine. Sorry, troll North Korean fans.
Audience.
I'm sorry.
That's like 90% of our audience.
God damn. Yeah, so we're really excited for that. So tune in.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's a good place to wrap.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Slap. Woo!